Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Timekeeper here. Welcome back to another episode of Time to Produce with Timekeeper. I apologize that I keep disappearing and reappearing. It's just I have a lot of personal stuff that's going on behind the scenes, so I do apologize. But today it is the long-awaited part 2 to my melodic bass series, where I teach you guys how to make different genres of melodic bass. Today we're going to be covering future bass. Instead of going over a project file from scratch, I decided to go over a future bass track that I have made and that I have released. This is my track That Feel from my album There Is Nothing Here, and it goes a little something like this. Check it out. And there you go. All right. So let's go over what's going on here. So let's talk about the lead first. It's pretty much just a melody number preset that I'm using from this preset pack. Amazing presets. I love them so much. I've used them in every single one of my melodic songs, but it's pretty much just a basic lead. Not too much going on. And it sounds like this. Now, it actually was just a lead. Let me give you an example of what it was. It was that originally, but I turned the sustain all the way down and turned it into a pluck. Pretty cool. And next we have this other lead layer here. This is actually a lead that I created called Yell Into the Mountains. It's one of my favorite leads I ever created. It basically sounds like a really distorted vocal. So I'm going to reverse engineer this and kind of teach you guys how to make a synth like this, just in case if you want to make this for your own. So we have oscillator A and oscillator B on the basic init saw. Detune is up, unison is up at 16. Detune is at 0.12. We also got some FM from B as well, 42%. Now this level is up. It doesn't really make a difference at all if I were to like turn it down. It doesn't really make a difference at all. The real magic here is this filter that's really giving it the vocal tone. Cutoff is at about like 943 hertz. Resonance is at 88%. Over here we have hyperdimension. Mix is at minus 31. We have tube distortion here, all the way up. That's what gives it its distorted feel. And we also have a multi-band compressor. Pretty cool lead. I love it. I was so proud of it when I made it. And yeah. Alright, let's talk about the chords here. Now, something I forgot to go over in my melodic dubstep video is I've noticed a lot of people make the mistakes with melodic stuff of trying to make their chords sound as loud and as clear as possible. Chords in melodic, from what I've learned from like other melodic producers, chords in the context of like melodic dubstep and stuff like that are meant to be used as like a background element and not like the main sort of sound in a melodic drop. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I've learned from other melodic artists. So here we have the basic chord, the supersaw. So the supersaws are down like really low. They're not at the usual. Like the leads are louder than the chords. This is just the basic chords, the supersaw that I use in all my songs. Basically just detuned saws and stuff. There's not even any effects on it. Down here we have an interesting layer. So I've actually had a friend of mine tell me that to make my melodic track sound a little more interesting, to add a square wave layer instead of like just like having like multiple saws, doing like a sort of like a square wave layer, because like without it kind of sounds like it's missing a little bit of background. So like, so yeah, so the square wave layer is pretty much just the unison up at 11, the detune down at 0.17. There's really no effects on it. That's pretty much just the base of it. Now here's a bass I really want to show you guys, because this bass has helped with melodic stuff a lot. This is called Melodic Back Bass, and it was made by Ray Volpe on his Patreon. He did a video on how to make this bass, but I would teach you guys how to make this bass too, because why not? So we have a basic mini wavetable FMing to sub-saw. The octave is down by 3. We're FMing from B about like 19%. This LFO is modulating the level and the level of the sub as well. We also got some noise on Aircan 2. Level is up 12%. Here we have on the filter, we have a Scream low pass. Filter cutoff is at 65%. Filter resonance is at 34%. And the Scream filter is at 35%. And as for effects, we have a diode 2 distortion, we have a compressor, we have an EQ, and we have a filter. You guys can copy down these settings if you want. There's really no LFO heavy stuff, but this is what it sounds like on its own. Yeah, pretty cool. Now without it, and with it, kind of adds a little bit of a low fuzz layer, which I really love. Alright, so for the next thing, of course, we have the Hypersaw by AU5, or I think it's the Hypersaw. Yeah, it's the Hypersaw. If you guys want to learn how to make the Hypersaw, I feel like I can't really explain it too well, so I'll leave a link down below of AU5's Hypersaw video, so you guys can learn how to make this. But pretty much, it's just chaos modulation on the chorus pitch, effects, we got delay, compressor, EQ. Pretty simple. We also got some noise as well. Pretty simple. And in the background here, we have these vocals. Because, like, without them, and with them, it kind of adds a little bit of, like, flavor to the drop with the vocal there. So, yeah. Okay, in terms of the drums here, we have the kick snare. Using Barely Alive kick, and we have a rocket powered sound snare. I usually don't use rocket powered sound samples because some of them kind of suck, but this snare was kind of what I was going for. It sounds like acoustic. Like, it sounds acoustic, but it sounds dubsteppy at the same time. So that's exactly what I was going for in a future bass track, because, like, it wouldn't sound good with, like, a trap snare or a dubstep snare at all. I haven't really tried it. I might try it in the future, but we have this hi-hat top loop here. Without it. And with it. Kind of adds a little bit of flavor in the song. And of course the sub layer is just the classic sub that I use in all my tracks. This is an old version of it because I don't have the EQ actually attached to the sub. And also I see a lot of people do this to kind of bring the sub up a little more, so that's what I do. Because, like, without it, it just sounds... makes the sub, like, kind of come out a little more. Makes the sub come out of the closet. Yeah, and of course we have the classic sidechain by MIDI, yada yada yada. So yeah, that's pretty much the bare bones of making a future bass drop. Sometimes it can be hard, sometimes it can be easy. It's just about, like, messing about with, like, melodies and seeing what you can come up with. And my personal opinion, future bass is really fun to make along with melodic dubstep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and the next episode will be about color bass. Oh boy, I'm so ready to get harassed by a bunch of color bass producers in the comments on that one. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.